Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then the next series we're going to talk about is the Heat versus Knicks. Heat currently had a crazy game yesterday. Um, they take the lead, take home court yet again in another series. So yeah, thoughts on the Heat versus Knicks series?
um, I how do I say this? Basically, okay, if Butler can't play, then I think the Knicks will win. First off, I don't know if Butler will play tomorrow. If I were the Heat, I would just rest him tomorrow and wait until Saturday for Game 3 because you give him 6 days of rest. Having said that, without Randle, the Knicks are very, very, very perimeter oriented, and they missed a ton of threes on was it Sunday? Sunday. They only made 20% of their threes because the Heat are on the perimeter, they're very long and they defend very well. And because the Knicks have no way to score in the paint, especially if Brunson is unable to drive and score, they the Knicks are very, very perimeter oriented. I'm right because Brunson missed 7 threes. Sorry, Brunson and Hart combined was 0 for 11 from three. Right, that's basically the game right there. They made if they made three, if they were 3 at 11, they would have won. Right. So for me, whether if Randall comes back and if Butler comes back, I still think the Heat will win.
Yep.
So I think regardless, this series, the Heat will win the series regardless if Randall comes back, if unless Butler just can't go for multiple games. But I feel like um the Heat are a better coach. They are the better defensive team, and they have the best player, assuming that Butler is healthy. I will say that I found it very, very strange for I believe, I mean, I wasn't counting, but I believe it was 11 or 12 possessions in the fourth quarter after Butler got hurt. He was literally guarding Hart in the corner every play. And not once did the Knicks run a pick and roll for for Josh Hart to bring Butler into a play to get Butler onto Brunson. Not once. Because Butler was just a decoy the entire game.
Yep.
Right.
After
There was
an
there
injury.
was there was one play where the Knicks missed a shot. Butler had the rebound, and instead of grabbing the board, he just kind of reached for it, and he couldn't even grab the ball because he couldn't jump or run towards the ball. He just reached for it, and he couldn't reach it, and the ball just went out of bounds. Right. So that's how immobile he was for the last like 4 or 5 minutes of that game. So I think that's a very poor coaching or lack of coaching from Tibbs. It's very similar to Coach Bud not attacking Harden when Harden like was playing on a bad hamstring two years ago when it was Knicks against Nets against the Bucks. It's the same thing. So for me, I think the Heat will like win, whether it's in 5 games, 6 games, or 7 games. It's hard to say because there's injuries
Mhm.
to 3 main players if you include Hero as well.
Yeah.
But I do think the Heat will win eventually in the series.
Uh, I stand by my statement. I remember talking to you, with I even said the Heat will beat the Knicks without Butler. Now, I also didn't put in consideration for whatever reason. I totally forgot Hero was hurt, as well as Oladipo,
Yeah.
which, but I don't know. I just feel like the Heat are just. I guess their coaching staff is very experienced, and they also have, yeah, they have their coaching staff is very experienced, and I think they can probably scheme something out despite losing out on Butler.
Yeah, I think of the 8 coaches remaining in the playoffs, that Coach Spo is probably the best coach remaining, personally.
Yeah. So, in addition to that, with the Knicks, I feel like it depends on how well some of their players play, how consistent they can be, because like if they're missing all their shots, right? For example, I still think the Heat will be able to win in like 7. It would just be a bit harder, but I still think just the way they play with a lot of movement, a lot of ball movements, a lot of they actually run plays, which compared to some teams, other teams in the league.
Sproul has some insane out of bounds play calls. Insane out of bounds
right.
play
I
calls.
mean, they'll have to get contributions from their entire team. And even then, like maybe I just feel like if Butler is going to be out, they're just going to have some veteran. They just have to step up big time, like they did, right? Like Kyle Lowry, finally played a good game for them. Kevin Love with those three passes, right? Rely on huge, great, fantastic outlet passes. Gabe Vincent playing big games. Caleb Martin playing big games. It's just it's kind of like the next man up mentality that the Heat have, which leads me to believe that they would still beat the Knicks without Butler.
I'm if I'm the Knicks, I'm not comfortable. Even though Barrett played well, I'm not comfortable with Barrett taking 20 shots.
Yeah. He was also 1 for 4 on threes, but so.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, Obi Toppin shot 11 threes.
What's so kind of traumatizing is that he was 4 for 11 from 3, which is not bad.
Yeah.
But everyone else was.
I mean, I guess they just
he made more threes. He made 4 threes, and that's more than the rest of the team combined. That's how poorly that they shot.
Yeah, and
on Sunday.
I was like, I don't think does he shoot? I don't really think he gets this much playing time. It's just because of Randle's injury.
He's a decent spot up shooter, and he's very athletic too.
Right, but I mean, I guess it's next man up for them. But even then, I still think the Heat's coaching, as well as just the great hidden gems the Heat were able to find, like Gabe Vincent and Caleb Martin, they'll ultimately like take the Heat over. And also, they have good veteran players in Kevin Love and Kyle Lowry to lean into as well for a couple of games. I mean, again, they already have a lead, so they just need to win 3 more games in this series. And the Knicks haven't been the most consistent team per se. I mean, recently they have been very consistent with the exception of this past game, but we'll see how well they play. They also have Bam, so it's not like they're missing out on any more players. And Strus, I keep forgetting about that guy. Yeah, Max Strus has been fantastic. Has been good for them as well. So a lot of good, solid players for the Heat. I still would take them over the Knicks, assuming Randle is still out. If Randle's back in and the Heat don't have Butler, I might have to pick the Knicks in that particular situation, but we'll see.
Agreed.